Did SpaceX pressure the Pentagon into paying more for Starlink access? DuckDuckGo reported a surge in installs after Google put more AI into search. And Aaron Brockovich launched a crowdsourced AI data center map. It's Wednesday, May 27th, and here's a quick look at some of the news happening in and around tech this morning from Engadget. SpaceX reportedly pressured the Pentagon into paying more for Starlink access. The disagreement between SpaceX and the Pentagon was reported by Reuters on Tuesday. Weeks after the U.S. military began its campaign against Iran, SpaceX executives reportedly met with Department of Defense officials to talk about pricing. The message from Elon Musk's company was, essentially, you're paying about $5,000 per Starlink terminal monthly, but you're using it like a higher-tier aviation subscription that costs $25,000 per month. Time to upgrade. The Pentagon's conflict with SpaceX arose over its use of the service with the Lucas kamikaze drones. In their meeting, DoD officials reportedly argued that the more expensive aviation-grade Starlink service was designed for aircraft, not one-way drones that detonate on impact. This type typically requires only a few minutes to a few hours of satellite connectivity. The Pentagon reportedly caved, essentially doubling the cost of each Lucas drone. And all of this is happening as SpaceX prepares for its IPO in June, expected to be the largest in history. Starlink's military-grade version, Starshield, has increasingly become a critical tool for global defense forces. For instance, experts began describing Ukraine as gaining an advantage in its war with Russia after SpaceX began blocking the latter's use of the service. A DoD spokesperson told Reuters that the agency is shopping around for Starlink competitors. Unfortunately, it may need to travel to another galaxy to do that, perhaps with an assist from SpaceX. Musk's company is the only game in town that operates at this scale. Reuters noted that SpaceX's roughly 10,000 satellites make up over 60% of the global total in orbit. Neither of its closest competitors, Amazon Leo and Eutelsat OneWeb, is ready to compete at that level. DuckDuckGo has reported a sustained surge of installs in the U.S. in the week that followed Google's I/O Developer Conference, where the bigger company announced more AI features for search. The search engine company says its app installs in the U.S. were up an average of 18.1% for 6 consecutive days, peaking at 30.5% on May 25th. Most of the new users are on iOS, with installs on iPhones showing an average growth of 33% week-on-week and also peaking on May 25th at nearly 70%. In addition, visits to its noai.duckduckgo.com website also grew an average of 22.7% week-on-week, with its peak growth of nearly 28% happening on May 24th. DuckDuckGo says its growth in the U.S. over the past week was multiple times bigger than the international rate, suggesting that surge of installs was in response to Google's U.S.-centric announcement and not a global trend. It was also able to sustain the growth through Memorial Day weekend, which historically leads to lower activity. At I/O 2026, Google announced several new AI-powered search features, including the Intelligent Search Box. Unlike the ordinary search box, the new one can fit complex queries and can process videos, images, files, and even Chrome tabs as input for people's searches. It's worth noting that the new search box is rolling out everywhere where AI mode is available, not just in the U.S. Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers are also getting access to AI search agents, including ones that run 24/7 in the background to gather information for users. Now, we've seen quite a few posts on Reddit from people making the switch to DuckDuckGo after Google's announcements. DuckDuckGo CEO Gabriel Weinberg said that Google is force-feeding AI with no way to opt out. As a result, their results are getting worse, not better. We want to be the place that puts users in charge and allows them to decide how much or how little AI they want. That's why we're seeing a spike in people coming to DuckDuckGo this week. It's as simple as that. To be clear, DuckDuckGo also has AI features for its search engine, including ones similar to Google's AI overviews and AI mode. But they can easily be switched off in settings, and people can opt to visit the noai.duckduckgo.com website, where all AI features are off by default. Erin Brockovich, the American environmental activist portrayed by Julia Roberts in the film named after her, has launched a new project that aims to give people a platform to speak up and voice concerns about AI data centers in their communities. The new Brockovich AI Data Center Reporting website centers on a map showing major operational AI data centers and facilities under construction in the U.S., along with projects reported by the community. Some of the reports could be for rumored or proposed projects, so not every dot on the map represents a data center that is already running. The website has received 2,700 reports so far, with the biggest chunk coming from Texas. Of the 612 reports from that state, 297 came from Sulphur Springs, where MSB Global is building one of the largest AI data center projects on the continent. The company is planning to build data centers with a capacity of 3 gigawatts, spread across 30 buildings on around 1,600 acres of land. It is facing pushback from the community, as you might expect, as well as lawsuits filed by the land's previous owners and at least one resident. Based on the reports the website has received, most people are worried about water, followed by electricity, and then the health of the residents in their communities. AI data centers require massive amounts of water, thereby threatening the freshwater supplies of nearby towns. Larger facilities consume 5 million gallons per day, according to the Environmental and Energy Study Institute, which is approximately the same amount used by a town with 10 to 50,000 people. AI data centers also use massive amounts of electricity, increasing the need for energy companies to upgrade their infrastructure. According to the same non-governmental organization, utilities are passing on the costs of those upgrades to consumers by charging them more. And when it comes to health, people are worried about the air and noise pollution AI data centers will bring to their communities. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Will Shanklin and Mariella Moon. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.